Do you remember what it was like when you first got that letter from your professional school and they said, you've been chosen. You are going to get to be the doctor you always wanted to be. What a great feeling. You were so excited. You could not wait to get there. But is animal chiropractic right for you? If you're a veterinarian and some days you're so fed up, you're ready to quit your job because your cases aren't going very well, your clients are yelling at you, your family is deteriorating because you spend so much time in the clinic that life just is really, really tough and you don't even know where to reach out for help. If you're a chiropractor and you always thought maybe being a veterinarian would be a good idea because I love animals and I want to make a big impact in this world, and animals always love you back. And you know, people aren't always that loving and sometimes they don't even follow the instructions you give them. If you want a better schedule, if you want more time to be with your family or spend time as you like to versus having to spend so much time in the office, or sometimes you just want consistent cash flow because there's always downtime sometime during the year and you'd like that downtime to be filled up with other opportunities. Is this for you if you are a veterinarian and you want to see clients more often? You don't want to just see them when they're crashing and burning and things are dying around them and they bring in that half-dead, you know, little old dog that you are not so sure you can do anything for. You want them to come more often, not just when they feel like they absolutely have to come for because they're going to board their dog and they need those vaccines. If you're a chiropractor, you want to see more patients, not just those patients who have back pain and hip pain and they're all old and they fell off a ladder. You want to see patients on a regular day-to-day basis. You want to see more patients, more and more patients who might not have ever thought to go to the chiropractor. Do you ever long for that feeling of excitement when you first got that letter to be accepted to school and you were in school with all your friends and you're all lumped together and you're all kind of in the same boat, but it was exciting stuff and you were learning new things and it was going to be so cool because you were going to be able to go out and save the world with what you were learning in your professional school. That was so exciting. So if you've ever been approached by anyone about animal chiropractic and you've either said, I can't do it, or it doesn't work, or I can try it, but I don't know what I'm doing. Any of those reasons are good reasons for you to really consider maybe this is the right thing for you. Maybe this is a time, and it is the right time because animal chiropractic is a growing field. It's a field that people are beginning to understand and see how it relates to not just to dogs and cats and horses, but to other animals out there. And people are beginning to see how it relates to their own lives as well. Animal chiropractic is a huge, growing industry. So what's in it for you guys? You know, what are you going to get out of all this? You're going to learn how to improve through animal chiropractic client compliance so that you can save more lives before they deteriorate right before your eyes, before they get so bad so fast that you can't do anything. You're going to learn how to have more free time without losing clients and yet make more money. Wow, what a concept. You're going to learn how to avoid burnout so you can finally be the doctor you dreamed of right before professional school, or even some of you as the way you dreamed before when you were a child. You're going to learn a new way to better your future that doesn't involve working harder or longer hours. It's really a way to work smarter and use all that knowledge that you've accumulated over the years of experience. Can you envision yourself in that? Just think of how much more confident you're going to feel, how much more happy you're going to feel. When you feel confident and happy, you're going to be able to deal with your clients and help them in a much greater way, better than you ever thought you could. We make being an animal doctor easier. You didn't become a doctor because you thought it was going to be easy. Nobody goes into professional school with that idea. Would you do it all again if you had the choice? Sometimes in hindsight, some professionals look back and say, What was I thinking when I got into all this? Did you know that being a doctor would have continued hurdles to overcome every single day, sometimes every single hour? We help veterinarians and chiropractors become confident, effective chiropractors because it makes no sense if you're not. We help veterinarians and chiropractors have lives that are filled with joy. Stick with me. We're not quite to the end yet, but toward the end, I'm going to tell you how to find out all the answers you have about fitting chiropractic into your schedule. So bear with me. There's a little bit more to go. But are you tired of patients who fail to respond to the treatment because they dropped the ball? You know, people are people. They make choices, but sometimes the choices they make aren't always the best for themselves. And it's difficult to force them into that. Do you suffer from self-doubt that maybe you missed something in that case and that's why it's going south? Have you ever wanted to change jobs? Man, this job is really, really tough and I can't make it work. And it's having a negative effect, not just on me, but on my family as well. Most of that is not your fault. It's not. The real problem comes that in veterinary school, you learn to question all your thoughts, not to know how to be sure of yourself. There are so many variables, particularly in pharmaceuticals, that we have to choose from, and every year a new pharmaceutical is coming out, every day of new pharmaceuticals coming out that fixes a problem that one had before. And so it's no wonder that as veterinarians, there are problems with choices and second guessing ourselves because maybe we got the wrong thing. In chiropractic school, you learn about human anatomy and insurance. There are no animal techniques or diseases, so when people come to you with an animal, you don't have the techniques or the skill to be able to help them out. You have some of the knowledge about how chiropractic works, but being able to actually help that animal really isn't there. And the other part of that for chiropractors is that people will skip or avoid or not even go to the doctor for themselves, but they'll do things for their animals that they would never dream of doing for them. So here's what I say to that. Veterinarians worry they might get a diagnosis wrong. They buy a lot of diagnostic equipment so their overhead gets really high, and then they're struggling under those bills to try to keep the overhead up and pay the employees and everybody else, and they continue to worry that they just don't have enough clients. They've got to build a bigger practice. For chiropractors, they would like to share their gift with more patients, including animal patients, but they're limited. They're limited in the scope of their practice. They're limited by their license. They're limited because of legalities as well. The good news is we've figured out a simpler way to solve that problem, and I'm going to walk you through it in this webinar. The key to your success at ACE is we have a trademarked process that makes attracting more animal chiropractic clients easy, and we give that to students. And with this, you will wake up each morning feeling the same excitement you did when you began professional school. You'll be able to serve as many patients as you want to serve because they'll be coming in your door. With this, you'll be so amazed at your new, powerful skills. Sometimes you'll be the one that says, "No way, that really worked." You will feel like the brilliant superhero that you always have been. The best part is you don't have to work more hours or long days, even if you have more clients. The only reason I can say that and share this is because I've been through this. The good, the bad, and sometimes the part you don't really even want to admit to. Hi, I'm Dr. Amy Hayek. I'm a veterinarian, and I'm also one of the co-founders of Animal Chiropractic Education Source. I'm most famous for helping veterinarians and chiropractors achieve more patients, more job satisfaction, and more financial stability. Even though I'm now a sought-after expert in this area, I get referrals from all over, I want you to know that things certainly weren't always this way. Let me show you what I mean. Before I went to animal chiropractic school, I was a solo equine practitioner. But even before that, I was an exhausted associate veterinarian in a busy referral practice. There were only two of us. There were 40 days straight of on-call. That was not unusual because, I had one of those bosses who was always taking time off or, that kind of thing. So it was really annoying, and I was always burned out. I was afraid to go out on my own because there was just no way that I could be enough for anybody. I was already being told in this practice that I wasn't enough and I needed to do more work. There were already 2 other referral clinics in town, so if I went on my own, that's who I had to compete against. They were not in alignment with my philosophy either, because I seemed to be the only veterinarian out there who was examining animals before doing some procedures. My self-doubt led me to believe my clients were only fooled into thinking I was a doctor, while these other clinics, they wouldn't even do exams. They would just go ahead and do treatments. And I thought, I obviously have to be missing something if I need to do this exam. I felt they had expectations that only a surgeon could care for their animals. And if I went out as a solo practitioner, I wasn't a surgeon. That wasn't going to happen. I reached a point where enough was enough. I didn't care what I did. I didn't care, I've never waited tables in my life, but I was ready to go live on some island and work in a tiki bar and tell them my name was Lulu. I quit my job. I didn't even have a car. I was renting a house from from the sister of one of our technicians, so I was still connected to the clinic that way. And I would have been happy to get any job. Walmart greeter sounded like a pretty good deal to me. What I really wanted was better veterinary medicine. And I felt like I couldn't give that to my clients. I felt like I wanted clarity in what I was doing for my clients and patients. I wanted the freedom from the model of medicine I was practicing, just putting out fires all day, being exhausted all the time. There was no way that I could be a good doctor and make good decisions. So I did leave, and I started out on my own, and I then went and took the Animal Chiropractic course. And in that I found a tribe. And I also found that all those expensive drugs that I had purchased so that I could be a veterinarian were going bad on my shelves. My emergency load reduced because I was seeing my patients more often and able to avoid those emergencies before they happened. And I knew other doctors who I could speak with without feeling like we were treading on each other. And I could confirm my diagnosis and results and was feeling like much more of a success. So while I felt a little outcast from veterinary medicine, this small tribe of animal chiropractors helped me to find peace and resolve in my business and confidence in my treatment of animals. People were coming to me who'd been to other referral centers with no results, and I was able to help them. I got to be with like-minded people more often who were supportive and wanted me to succeed. And that was one of the best parts of the whole practice. Our students here at Animal Chiropractic Education Source report increases in income, greater job satisfaction, and an increase in client traffic. And that's what I experienced when I began my solo practice as an animal chiropractor. I found that my overhead went down, but my net volume, my net income, remained the same and actually increased. I became a part of that tribe, a part of those people who could communicate in a way that made so much more. So in that vein, you and I are very similar. We've both undergone some of those similar struggles, and I'm no superhero. Well, maybe a little. But I'm just a regular doctor who went through all that and came back, and if I can do this, so can you. And you can achieve that kind of superhero status. It's not that people think I'm a superhero, that I can work miracles, but they know that I have now the techniques and the information to be able to help those animals in a way that I couldn't do before. Imagine what it would look like if you have that sense of abundance every single day. If you're so anxious to go to work that you can't wait, and yet you know that the beauty of it is that life will be fun even when you're home because you won't have the worries of work dragging home with you. Imagine when your patients are so happy to see you because they feel good and they like to come see you because it makes them feel good. Imagine what your life will look like when not only do your patients feel better, but you get to organize your life so that you spend time with your family and you're bringing in enough money so that you don't have those struggles over your head all the time about not enough time, not enough clients, not enough money, and everybody's suffering. You want to feel as excited and confident and passionate about your work, just like you did when you were excited and confident and passionate about getting into professional school. Now you felt like you were going to be somebody. You want to feel like you are somebody every day. So I'm going to share with you 5 little secrets about animal chiropractic in general, but in specific about Animal Chiropractic Education Source that you'll need to continue this journey. But wait, before we go there, is it expensive? Is it difficult? Do I need to be a computer programmer because some of it's online? Can I get help from the instructors? Because if it's online, I'm still at home doing this by myself. And what's this going to be like for me? I mean, I'm different than everybody else. There's no way it can be the same. Secret number 1 is students at ACES learn the secret to attracting clients and making money before they even get done with class. So they get to explore and enjoy some of these things we've already been talking about sooner than you think. Hundreds of users have already used our online platform, even some who don't own a computer. Yes, really. Surgeons, single moms, practice owners, retiring doctors, guys with 6 children, women with 8 children, pregnant women, students studying for boards have all taken our class while doing all these other life things, and they have made it work in their schedule time, not ours. You can begin classes within the hour from the time you register, and we will hold your hand the entire time. And we'll give you the tools so that you can go and build a practice when you're done. We don't just set you out here. Secret number 1 is you're going to pay for class while you're in class. So except for those students who really cram it all together and do it in a really short amount of time because they're anxious to get it over with, which is completely doable, most people go out and pay for class within a short amount of time afterwards. Dr. Armentrout's story, she is a veterinary surgeon. She's got large animal surgeon. She's got 2 little kids at home. Her husband is a firefighter, so he's not there half of the time. She did the class. She made it work in her schedule, and she made 30% more in her annual income and spent more time with her children after completing the class. And so how did she do that? She did it simply by increasing her income and client satisfaction. She added Animal Chiropractic, which added clients to her practice, and brought more income to the practice, and reduced her amount of time to have to be at work. Dr. Loparco's story is another example. Dr. Loparco is a chiropractor. He went out after class, after he completed the course, and he gave away $3,000 to support protective gear for police dogs that he made doing chiropractic adjustments for people. He used his gift not only to attract clients, he increased his income. He attracted more clients through this completely charitable proposition of his. He added Animal Chiropractic, which has added a huge amount of success to his clinic and to his patient compliance. So secret number 2 is that there are no computer skills required. And I'm going to share with you some information from a doctor who took some CE from us. So she's not doing the regular course, and I don't know if I would do the regular course this way, but it worked for her, and she's done it over and over. So Dr. A.O.'s story, and I'm not going to tell you her name because she might not want you to know, but is pretty compelling. So she signs up every 2 years for continuing education from us because she doesn't own a computer. She doesn't want to get on a plane and fly, and she doesn't want to spend all her vacation time at conferences because she needs CE. And so, yes, we offer CE. We've got over 500 hours worth of online CE for veterinarians and for animal chiropractors. What this chiropractor did, though, was by borrowing her neighbor's computer, she used the Animal Chiropractic Education course to complete all her CE. She gets new, fresh information. She gets actionable information that she can take back to her practice every year through animal. Secret number 3 is that every busy chiropractor and veterinarian can finish this course. Dr. Hirsch, her story is really compelling and tells this whole case. She bought the practice that she was in. It's a busy equine practice. She bought it and took the course at the same time. What she did was maybe a little crazy, but it worked great for her, and she made it work pretty easily. In order to make that transition between being an associate and being an owner, she used her full 2 years to complete the Animal Chiropractic course with ACEs. And by adding Animal Chiropractic, it increased her client satisfaction, it increased her client influx, so that in her new practice, she's able to make things work better and more in line with her philosophy. So secret number 4, the answer is you can begin classes within the hour from the time you register. We can generally get you up and online within an hour. And then we'll hold your hand through the whole thing. Yeah, that's right. We call this Dr. Everyone's Story because there is not a doctor who's taken the class that doesn't need some help getting through. We've had a few who breeze right through. We've had a few who need a little extra help and encouragement, and we've had a few who need a little extra education and tutorial. Students work from all different time zones, all different times of the day, and we've got students all over the globe. And what we strive to do is to be there for our students. So we continue to build our team so that we can be there to help students get through their courses. Secret number 5 is probably one of the most important secrets about Animal Chiropractic Education Source. We don't just give you the tools to go do animal chiropractic, we give you the tools to go build a practice. Dr. Matthews has a great story about this. What he did was he went out and built the animal side of his practice to match his successful human practice. He's a chiropractor, and he had a very successful human chiropractic practice. And then he went out and built an even equally successful animal chiropractic practice. And what he did really was he increased his joy in his work because now he was working with animals. So now he loved what he was doing even more than he did with just working with animals. He used our tried and true methods of show me animal chiropractic that you learn at Animal Chiropractic Education Source, not taught anywhere else, trademarked method to help educate his clients and bring in more clients as he was working on his animals. If you're a DC, DVM, you can do this. You don't have to be both, one or the other. You both come with enough information and enough skill, enough knowledge to get through the course. Just by listening to this webinar, you've gained an understanding there are other ways to help animals that require you to be a doctor and are very rewarding. Veterinary surgeons, single moms, practice owners, retiring doctors, people with tons of children, people with no children, they all make this work in their real lives. You're here because you probably want to be the person your clients expect you to be. You know that your clients have a certain expectation because you're a doctor for you to put out a certain amount of quality work. And that's why you're listening to this webinar, because you want to be that person and you want to be it with joy in your life. You want to be it with reward so that you can continue to give that back. You can't give back to your patients if you are not rewarded at a reasonable rate. And you know now that we make being an animal chiropractor easier. I've shown you the steps that others have taken to achieve this goal. First time you've thought about doing something different, and it's probably not the first time you've thought about adding animal chiropractic to your practice. The only smart way forward is to find that new tribe. One of the reasons you haven't been moving forward is you're circulating in the wrong group. If your group isn't there to support you, it's difficult for you to make your steps forward because people around you can't see the pathway that you're trying to make. So, tell me something that you took home from the class before the end of it. I mean, in between modules, what did you take home and use?
Well, the first thing that after the first module, I went home and the very first dog that I adjusted was a dog that had been my patient since he was a puppy. And I came into the clinic that very next day after I'd been here, and the owner, and he's old, this little guy's, he's had back problems and everything. He's like 17-year-old poodle. And he just abruptly stopped eating dry food and had diarrhea. And I'm like, I don't know if he's got a TMJ. I just learned about this sort of thing. And I'm like, looked at my tech and I said, I wonder if he's got a TMJ because he's not eating dry food and it just happened acutely. And so I set up on it and it capitated. And I looked at Katie and she looked at me and we're like, and I said, go get some kibbles, see what you'll do with it. And so she gave him a few kibbles and he went right to eating, and I was like, wow. And so then I adjusted his sacral base, and I told the owner, you know, that diarrhea may clear up because it also capitated. I didn't know anything about what I was doing, honestly. I mean, I did, but I was just, okay, let's try it. I can't hurt anything. And as Dr. Amy says, a bad adjustment's better than no adjustment. And the diarrhea cleared up, and he was eating again, and his tail was wagging, and he was a happy little camper. And I was like, that's pretty darn cool. And it happened so fast. So then at that point I was like, yeah, there is a lot to this. There's a lot to it. And when you put the science to it, and you sit and you really mull it over, the neurology behind it, it absolutely makes sense. You can't deny it.
Awesome. Once you've got that tribe, once you've started to find and be able to communicate with those people who are like-minded, who think like you do, who realize that everything is possible, then you can start to move forward and feel really good about what you're doing and feel good about getting up every morning to go to work, and also feeling good about the boundaries that you start to set so that you've got time for family and time for clients, and you can be the best doctor you can be. So we tend to promote that so that our students, our doctor students, experience this from pretty much day one, right after they get done with Lab 1. One of the great things about Animal Chiropractic is that as animal chiropractors, being a small group, we all do this together. Your brighter future is within your grasp, and you can do this. Can you imagine what it's like to walk into a room of all these new people and realize they all think like I do? I can't believe that. That's one of the feelings that our students get when they first arrive for Lab 1, for Module 1. They get to meet all these other doctors who think and feel like they do and are beginning to experience that new freedom that they didn't have either. They get to share it together. You no longer have to have that struggle for more time or more money or more clients because they realize that they've got this whole new outlook on the health of their patients that helps them to bring in more clients and have more time to set those boundaries and provide because now they can be a better doctor. Remember how exciting it was when you finally graduated from professional school? That feeling of accomplishment, look, I made it through. That's the kind of feeling that our doctors get every time they see an animal get adjusted and recover from the things that they came in for. Even in human chiropractic, we don't see that kind of joy in the patient after it gets adjusted. Animals exude joy. They love to share it with those people around them. And that's part of why adjusting animals is a great way to share that joy with one another, with your other patients, and with your family and friends. If you would like me to help you do this, I'd be delighted. So here's exactly how I can help you. We can help because my team and I have set aside some time in the next 48 hours or so to speak with you personally about how you can apply these strategies to your life starting today. We can start by a 30-minute call. We'll put together a specific game plan specifically for you. So this is a one-on-one call. We're going to set aside 30 minutes just to see what your situation is that can help you to add your dream of animal chiropractic. If you want to see animal patients more frequently, if you want to be more able to enjoy your time off, if you want to feel that passion you felt when you started out as a doctor, and if you want to do it all without overhauling your life, then this is for you. Here's exactly what we'll do together. We'll get on a Zoom call just like this. First, we'll look deeply at where you are now. We'll define where your practice is, and we'll explore where you could be and how it'll affect your life in a more positive way. And finally, we'll figure out if you're a good fit for using animal chiropractic to get to that place. Some of the best things in life are free, and one of them is this free 30 minutes that we'll spend looking specifically at your situation. There is no free lunch, however, but here's why. There's no reason for you to invest any amount of money in yourself if the investment doesn't fit your dreams. Are you prepared? The need for animal chiropractors is growing. We want you to feel good about making this choice. We want you to be a part of a tribe, a big tribe that's still small and growing. It has taken us 15 years at Animal Chiropractic Education Source to perfect our training methods to help animal chiropractors not just be an animal chiropractor, but to be the best. That's why we're called ACEs. To get the best doctors, we look for the most prepared, dedicated students. You don't have to have skills, but before we go any further, you need to know that I can't help everyone. This is not for you if you have a fear of animals, because animals will know that immediately and it will be a disaster. You also only want to adjust only your own dog, cat, and horse, because animal chiropractic is a bigger deal than just what we keep to ourselves. We have to share this with the whole world. And it's not for you if it's difficult for you to feel good about helping others and feel good about being rewarded for that. If those two things are a part of your psyche, then it's going to be really difficult for you to go out and be able to let other people know that you can do this for them and they can reward you in return. This is for you if you love animals and happen to be a chiropractor or veterinarian. If making money doing what you love is a win-win for you, having more clients and more freedom is one of your goals, because that's one of our goals too for our animal chiropractors. And if revitalizing the joy that makes you want to learn is a part of your everyday life, if you want to continue to feel that joy. The other thing that you have to be ready for is to be able to step out of your comfort zone for a little while, because it's worth it for that lifetime of love. Once you make it over that small hurdle of learning, the rest of it is just beautiful. So if these things all fit with you, it's time to register for a call. If you meet these criteria, here's what to do. You're going to click here to make your call to begin your new life. If you want to know how to improve client compliance so you can save more lives, if you want to have more free time without losing clients and still make more money, if you want to avoid burnout so you can finally be the doctor you dreamed of, because burned out doctors are not that superhero doctor that we all want them to be. They can't make clear decisions like we'd like them to do. And you know that, and I know that. When we're tired, we're not very effective. The new way to your better future that doesn't involve working harder or long hours. This is for you. Simply click on this link. Reserve your instructor interview. So it's not like you have all the time in the world, because you've already spent a number of years not being as happy and not being as rewarded as you could have been. How much longer do you want to do that? Life isn't that long. Someone said to me one time, I've only got 5 more years of summers with my son. How many more of those am I willing to give up to work? Not very many. I want much time as I can with him before he gets so old and moves off to go do his own thing. How much time do you want to continue to spend working versus time you want to spend with those people you love? How much more money do you want to spend on the overhead in your clinic instead of on the vacations or presents or the nice house, things that you really would like to have in your life to make it nicer and easier? You became a doctor because you wanted that status. You didn't become a doctor because you wanted it to be easy, but you definitely didn't expect it to have all these bumps in the road. Our instructor interviews are limited. There's only so many we can do in a day. So don't wait too long to set this time. It's free, and we are happy to talk to you. So you have 2 choices. You can continue as you have been, or you can find out if Animal Chiropractic is going to be right for your practice. You see, you've watched the entire training. And now you want more information. Wouldn't you prefer these results, giving back life, enjoying happy clients, and keeping your happy life? And you're simply not getting the results you want on your own.
I guess what I found here that I didn't expect was that the 2 teachers were vets and they were not chiropractors to begin with. So that was kind of a shock, because they had a lot of philosophy that I don't normally see in vets, but they had a lot of philosophy about chiropractic, and they were actually very well versed and read, and the library that they have here in the college is full of chiropractic philosophy stuff, so it was nice to see. But the one thing that you're going to also get is you're going to get hands-on adjusting. And that was highly important to me, because when I'm out there in the field, I want to have had experience before I get to these animals that I'm working with, that I have adjusted those segments before. So that was a thing that was very appreciated, and I didn't expect as much as I have. We adjust a lot of animals here, so it's nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
About how many animals do you think you've adjusted here?
I'd say it has to be 40, 50 animals, and I'm about to adjust more. So, yeah, we've adjusted a lot of animals here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything else you want to say?
Thanks. It's been good. I've enjoyed it. It tests you mentally. And it's a very trying course. It's not a cakewalk at all. But you come out of it enriched. You really learn a lot. You learn a lot about yourself as well and the outcome, you know, and how you want to be. And I think if, as a veterinarian, I went into it because I wanted to help animals. You know, we naturally have that. You want to be compassionate towards an animal, and this is one more way to be compassionate and help a patient be at their best ability.
Awesome. Thanks.